Welcome to this Spades tutorial. This is a companion video for my jSpades game, currently available for the iPhone, the iPod Touch, and the iPad. Hopefully an Android and BlackBerry version will be available soon if time permits. But right now, we're just going to dive right in and start talking about how to actually play Spades, or at least the version of Spades that jSpades is based on. There's a number of different ways to play this game. We're just going to talk about one today. So let's get started talking about the most common way, that is four-man teams. When you play with four-man teams, typically your setup is your teammate sits across from you. That's this little green-haired guy, and I'm playing against Dora the Explorer and Curious George, who come to us on loan from my daughter's toy box. So that's the way we're set up here, and jSpades is set up the same way. You see your cards down at the bottom. When we select our bid, then you'll see where the teammate and the opponents line up. If you see here, it says that my partner has bid 4, so I have to select the bid for my total team. We'll talk about bidding in a minute, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my team's bid. So for right now, I'm just going to say 7. I haven't really looked at this hand good, but we'll talk about how bidding works in a minute. So now you can see the setup. It tells you where to drag your cards. You drag your cards to this little spot here to play it, but this little box is for your opponent. This box across is for your opponent, and the box across from you is for your teammate. So it is set up the same way it would be set up in a real game. And you play by simply dragging a card to your play area, and then everybody else plays. So the person who won that book, they lead, the next turn or trick or whatever you call it. In this case, Dora is the winner. You see, so Dora played first, and then my teammate, and then Curious George played, and now it's my turn to play. In this case, we'll see that Dora led with a spade, which is, not typical to lead with spades this early, but can be done. And the idea is simply to try to win. So I'm going to get a little bit closer here, and you'll see that the queen was played, the deuce of spades was played. We'll talk about that in a minute. The deuce is actually stronger than the queen in this game, though you can make it weaker if you want in the settings screen. There's another video that talks about how you can set that up, and I don't know if you can see it really well, but this card here is what's called the Little Joker. It is bigger than any card that I have in my hand, so I can't win this, so I'm just going to play a 3. So since Curious George won that hand with Little Joker, he now leads off with his next card, which is the Ace of Hearts. And if you look at my hand, you'll see that I no longer have any hearts. So because I don't have any hearts, I can do a few things, but the most important thing I can do is I can play a spade now to take this book. And basically what happens is spades are called trump. And a trump card means that they take any other suit. Okay, so spades, if a spade is on the table and is the only spade on the table, it wins, even if it's not the highest card. So 3 of spades will take any other card, clubs, jacks, hearts. Obviously, a 4 of spades will take a 3 of spades. So if you got spades on the table, the highest spades win. Usually the order is the big joker, the little joker, the deuce of spades, and then the ace, and the king and the queen, and so on. Some people play with the deuce of diamonds as a wild card. You can play with the deuce of diamonds as a wild card in this game, but by default it is not wild. And you basically just continue playing. So I'm going to take this ace here. You hear that chopping sound because an ace was cut. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the ace of clubs to come out. So I'm going to play my jack, and then there's the ace that came out. And the reason why I did that is because I have a king. I was going to try to get that king to walk, but I don't think it will, because Curious George played a queen, which means he probably doesn't have any clubs left. So he will be cutting clubs on the next time the clubs come out. And that's basically just the way it is. So because you basically have to play the suit that leads. In this case, hearts led. So you have to play a heart if a heart was played. I don't have any hearts, but if you notice, my partner is winning this with a king. So I want to try to give him that book. So I'm not going to cut him. I'm going to throw off. I'm going to play this 8 of clubs here. So you see he won that book. If you lead with suit, let's say clubs lead, and somebody throws off something that is not a club, as long as they throw out something that's not a spade, the club will win. So a 3 of clubs will beat an ace of hearts if the 3 leads. Okay, so that's, you got to remember that. You have to play what leads. If you don't have what led, meaning in this case a 10 of clubs is what led, then you either throw out a spade or you simply lose that book. So because of the 10 of clubs, that I have to play a club, because you see I have this king of clubs here. I don't want to play it, but I have to, because the game doesn't let you renege. Renege means playing another suit when you have the suit that led. So I play that. Curious George takes this book. Hearts led. I don't have any hearts, so I can play a spade. I'll play a spade. You see I did not win that. Dora played the big joker. Clubs led. I don't have any clubs. But this 6 of spades is out. That's fine. I have a 10 of spades, so I can take this. I'm going to try to see if I can get this king of diamonds to walk, and it does. So you see, I don't know if you can see at the bottom, my team has 6 books. We bid 7, which means that we need 1 more to make our bid. So if we get our 7 books, then great, we get 70 points. If not, and we may not, okay, we just made it. Okay, so now we've got a feel for how the game actually plays. So now we can talk really quickly about bidding. You can see the opponent's bid 7. The reason why I showed the opponent's bid is because the bid is on the opponent's, meaning that, you know, somebody on my team dealt, either me or, you know, my little friend sitting across from me dealt, so the other team has to bid first. So it tells you up here what they bid. They bid 7. It also tells you what your partner bid all the time. It always tells you what your partner bid, so you can select the bid for your team. But basically, you just look and see how many books you think you can win, and of course you combine that with what your partner says he thinks he can win, and you bid it. So he feels he can win 2. I have a decent hand. I've got the big joker, so that's certainly 1 book. Nothing beats that card, so that will be 1 for me. The minimum I can bid is 4. That's called board. I can't go any lower than that. So I don't know. In this case, I'm just going to go 5. I don't know if I can actually make 5, but we'll see. And then you bid. Okay, so Dora went first this time because I went first last time. So the next hand, the person to my left goes first, and it just goes around like that. After that, it's the person who wins. So Dora will win this book. So Dora will go first again. Dora wins this one. She's going to go first again. Okay, so Curious George, no, I'm sorry, this little guy across my partner, he'll win this book. So he'll go first next time. So see, he went first. And the game just goes like that. That's basically the way the game works.